Applying for jobs, it's really important that you don't just do one or two applications here and there through one or two channels here and there. Hi and welcome back to our channel. My name is Jörg, which is German for George, here at Find a Job in Germany in Berlin. And with me today is my colleague and partner, Tamo. Hi.
Hi Jörg, how are you?
Very good, Tamo. People, please do not make these 4 mistakes when you're applying for tech jobs in Germany. We're going to run you through the following, which we really ask you not to do. Here we go.
Exactly. The first one, not understanding the job market. What does that mean, Jörg?
You really need to understand whether or not there's a demand for somebody like you in your field of expertise, and you can easily find that out by simply roaming through and studying and scanning the job descriptions through the most important platforms, which are
Stepstone, LinkedIn, and so on. Have a look at LinkedIn and scan how many open jobs are there, and don't just look for the overall number of jobs. Look for how many jobs were posted in the last, let's say, 2 to 3 weeks.
Exactly, and you want to do that regularly, and after some time you're going to get a good feeling for that. Then what's really important is that you understand what's required for those jobs, because you cannot apply as a carpenter if you're actually a painter.
Exactly. So have a look what frameworks are really in demand. If you are a Java engineer, obviously you need to have a good understanding of Spring Boot. That's just one example. If you are a JavaScript engineer, have a look what kind of frameworks are in demand in Germany. Is it more front-end heavy at the moment? Is it more back-end heavy? Make your studies before you start applying to jobs.
And if I can add one thing, it's really pretty simple. You take 10 to 20 job descriptions and you simply put them next to each other. Then you count which recurring tools, technologies are required in those job descriptions. And it's going to eventually give you insight into what companies need. You're going to find that data engineers really should be bringing Snowflake to the table as database, for example. Or testers are working a lot with Playwright and not just anymore with Selenium as much. You will eventually find out about that if you do your homework diligently like that by yourself.
Exactly. Once you do that, that brings me to the second mistake a lot of people do. They are not targeting their CV toward the job description. So you need to have a CV which is targeted toward the German job market first of all and towards those specific job descriptions. We will not talk too much about the CV. If you scroll down here in this channel, you will find plenty
of videos
about CV designing. Let's rather talk about the third biggest mistake people do when applying or when they're trying to look for jobs in Germany. What is this, Jörg?
Well, that when you're going about designing your CV, you are making clear mistakes, formatting mistakes, grammar mistakes, spelling mistakes. Really, that is the first thing that any recruiter will be looking for, will be looking at. That's why there are the gatekeepers to whether or not you are going to make it to a first round. And this is so easy to avoid because there are so many cool tools out there that you can simply apply by yourselves. Grammarly, for example, will help you avoid spelling mistakes. One more thing, again, formatting. Please do not use the space bar in order to create distances between paragraphs and words. Use the tab button or the ruler in your Microsoft Word or Google Doc when you're editing paragraphs and aligning them with each other.
Okay, now you talked about the CV again. I was rather referring how to apply, right?
Oh, sorry about that.
But that was helpful too.
Well, when it comes to applying for jobs, it's really important that you don't just do 1 or 2 applications here and there through 1 or 2 channels here and there, but that you are essentially...
Don't only use LinkedIn, right? A lot of German companies are not using LinkedIn to advertise their jobs, so you need to do some effort. Use Google, find around what other platforms are there, how you can find those companies and apply.
It's important, though, to mention that LinkedIn is still a useful tool. It doesn't go away. You should still have it in your repertoire of job platforms that you're using, but it's not the only one.
Exactly. Which brings me to the last point. If you follow the other 3 advices we gave you and you don't do those mistakes, you get to the point where you are interviewing with German companies. What do we need to take into account when we have an interview scheduled?
You really need to make sure that when they're inviting you for a first round, which in most of the cases is a get-to-know round, you are presenting a valid and credible understanding of what they're doing, what their business model is, what you like about them, why you actually want to join them as an organization. If you are not prepared here, you're going to flunk, you're going to fail. It's as simple as that.
Exactly. So I would say the biggest difference of the interview process, if you compare it from Germany to other countries in Asia, like India or Pakistan, for example, you will see that I would say 50% of you being hired is the way you present yourself, and it is the way you communicate. So first, focus on your communication. Practice English, business English. There are good business English courses on LinkedIn, on YouTube. Follow them. Train, train, train. That is the basis for you passing any interview process in Germany. It's not primarily, first of all, your tech stack. First comes communication.
And then as a final mistake, to wrap this up, folks, you need to be able to pinpoint your weaknesses in due course. And you can only, of course, do that if you're really wondering, hey, where did I go wrong? The best way to do that after having been invited by a company is to get back to them and have a tailor-made customer email where you ask them nicely and politely, hey guys, why did you not proceed with me? Are you able to give me a little bit of feedback here? And that will be the key to you developing a learning curve.
Exactly. If you need help on this journey, get in touch with us, watch our video training, which you find below this video, book a get-to-know call with us. We're going to help you step by step going through this process that you land a job in Germany as fast as possible. Many thanks for watching. All the best. Bye-bye. Auf
Ciao, ciao.
Wiedersehen. Ciao.